Welcome back to Onikirimaru MTG. It's been a while, and today we are watching a video between UB Reanimator and Lens, Dark Depths Lens. So you can see on the left the Lens player, on the right the Reanimator player. Let's see. Seems that the Reanimator player is taking a mulligan to 6. While the other player is keeping his starting hand. Okay, one card on the bottom, starting with Surveillance and Pass. Okay, putting directly in the graveyard. Wasteland, okay. Maybe the Wasteland was too in a rush. Okay, Sejiri Step. Also another top land, another Wasteland, okay. Third land, okay. Okay, Underground Sea, Tamio. Okay, Toxids from the Dark Depths player. Let's see what we have here. Okay, Brainstorm, Animate Dead, another Brainstorm, a Force of Will. Okay, taking the Force of Will. Now with the Brainstorm, he can flip the Tamio. Okay, attacking, creating a clue. And then Brainstorm, flipping the Tamio. It's okay now to speed up a little bit because the opponent is doing not a lot of stuff. Okay, flipping 4 counters. Misty Rainforest, Darkling fetching. Another Underground Sea. And Toxids. Here we have the Vampire, Hexmage, a Barrogoyf, Orcish Bowmaster, and a Crop Rotation. And with a Forest, so next turn he can play the Barrogoyf and put pressure on the Tamio. Yeah, so maybe it makes sense to discard the Barrogoyf. And now he can play the Bowmaster, pinging 1 damage to Tamio. Another fetch land, Tamio to 5. Pass. He has another Brainstorm. Yeah, but with Orcish Bowmaster, he's not that good. They're thinking. Okay, another Bowmaster. Pinging again the Tamio. End of turn, fetching here, taking a survey land. He doesn't have Entomb, he only has Animate Dead. So let's see what he flips. Okay, what is happening here? Okay, he wants to draw a card from the clue, and two Bowmasters will deal 2 damage to Tamio. Okay, maybe, yeah, he's not drawing. Yeah, with 2 Bowmasters, it's not good to rely totally on Tamio. It's true that he can defend himself, but he cannot draw from the clues. And also he cannot use the ultimate. Yeah, he also not drawing very good. Okay, he passes. Okay, Pity Needle. Pity Needle, I guess he will cause Tamio. And dealing 1 damage with the Orcish token. Oh, okay, in response, Orcish Bowmaster. He still has 13 lives, so he still reanimates something. Okay, Entomb. Entomb, but with the crop rotation, he can sacrifice a land and take the Bojuka Bog and remove the cemetery, unless he has Force of Will, maybe. Let's see. Okay. Reanimate. Okay. Crop rotation. Yeah, I think this is a big mistake. He doesn't have Force of Will, and he knew the crop rotation in the hand. Yeah. Maybe it was a bait, I don't know. Maybe he could just wait for a Toxics or a protection. Also because he only has a Bowmaster and a token. Okay, 2 mana, Life from the Loam. Taking 3 lands. Left from the loam is quite annoying. He can take 3 land every turn. He can dredge 3 cards and taking it again. I think he's not a good matchup for reanimator. Also, he had a bad start. Okay, Vampire Hexmage. Just waiting for the Dark Depths. Okay, another Tamio. He can attack, but he cannot draw a card with clue. I mean, he could, but it's not a good move. Okay, Life from the Loam on the draw. Thespian Stage. Thespian Stage, Orchid Boy Master, and another card. Not that relevant, I think. Yeah, it's not a good position. Destroying 1 land would Boseiju. He can search for a basic land. Ah no, every type of land, I think. Every type of land. So he takes a survey land. Let's see what he sees. Keeping it on the top. Life from the Loam. Another Boseiju again. Does it make sense to take a fetch land? Can he? No, I think he has to take a normal land. The reanimate and entomb, they were a big mistake. End of turn, Brazen Borrower. Maybe he can attack, deal some damage. Will be be slow maybe. Yeah, also attacking with. Okay, Tamio doesn't attack. End of turn, fetch land. Yeah, maybe a Murktide could be good. End of turn, another Orcish Bowmaster. At least now he can draw some cards with the clue. Brainstorm. 1, 2, and 3. He has 11 life. He can still reanimate the Archon. Okay, attacking with the Brazen Borrower, 3 damage. Tamio, creating another clue. Actually, he forgot to flip the second Tamio after the Brainstorm. Because the second Tamio flips and he has to choose which flip Tamio to keep for the legendary rule. He forgot, I think. Wasteland. Yeah, he can attack. End of turn clue. And fetch land. Maybe fetch first and then draw, so you have one land less in the deck, so you more possibility to draw something useful. Okay, I think this is a toxic. Another Brainstorm. Let's see if he reminds to flip the Tamio. Okay, maybe no. So a lot of errors here. Fatal Push, killing the token. So 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Another clue from Tamio. Ponder. Life from the Loam. Okay, so he concedes. Okay, second match here. Both players keeping 7 cards. Okay, Reanimator players mulligan again. Yeah, he puts back another card. Okay. Land pass. Polluted Delta for Island. Maybe Ponder? No, Tamio, okay. Okay, Urza's Saga. Saga could put a lot of pressure with the tokens. Ponder, okay, in response. Force of will. Maybe he's looking for a second land. Otherwise, why to shuffle? Oh, no second land, okay. That's bad. Saga goes to 2. Thespian stage. Brainstorm. Another Orcish Bowmaster. Another Force of Will, maybe? Not a good move. If the opponent has 2 mana free, untapped lands, don't play Brainstorm immediately, because for sure he has a Bowmaster. Killing Tamio. Yeah, some problem with the stack. I guess the Bowmaster kills Tamio first, and then he could flip. Okay, now the opponent has 1 Bowmaster and a 4/4 token. 5 damage every turn. Saga goes to 3. Will he create a token? A construct, actually. Yeah, creating a construct. There will be 2/2, because he will search for an artifact in the deck. Grafdigger's Cage. Attacking for 5. Yeah, the match is already compromised here. He wants to do something at the end of turn, maybe. Otherwise, why fetching for the Underground Sea and not for Survey Land? Maybe Entomb. Ah no, Father Push, okay. Ah, okay, it was not end of turn, was for the combat. Before the combat or during the combat phase. Brainstorm. What could be his outs? Maybe a Barugoyf? Murktide, no, because he has no graveyard. No reanimate, because the Grafdigger Cage. Maybe trying to fatal push again the Orcish token, maybe. Ponder, keeping looking for solution. Yeah, he is not a good spot. Okay, he keeps the cards on top. And another Tamio. I don't know how useful it could be. Okay, attacking with everything. Blocking the construct. Taking 4 damage. Toxids. Surgical and Bowmaster. Barugoyf here. I think with the Barugoyf is almost over. The reanimator player doesn't have any outs, too many threats on the other side of the battlefield. And he's only at 7. Barugoyf is a 4, I think. Shot the sheriff and blocking the construct and taking 4 damage. Okay, another creature here. Yeah, I think it's over. Yeah. Okay, third match here. Surveillant. Keeping on top. No, going to the graveyard. Tamio. Another Surveillant here. Tamio, it doesn't seem that strong against Dark Depths. The Void Walker here. The Void Walker stops the Life from the Loam recursion. Okay, Ponder. Yeah, now it's safe to play it. Shuffling. Another Surveillant. Keeping on top. Brainstorm. This brainstorm is quite dangerous. Unless he has a Bowmaster or 2. but Force of Will, maybe too rushy to play this Brainstorm. Too hurry. By the way, we will have the update on the banned list in few weeks. What they will ban, maybe Entomb, maybe Tamiyo, maybe Nadu, or maybe the One Ring, who knows. It's funny that the ban list will be 1 week before the European Eternal weekend. So if they ban a lot of cards, maybe for some player will be quite difficult to change decks. But there will be more than 1 month before the Japanese Eternal weekend, which probably I'm going to attend. It'll be December 13 and 14 in Yokohama, quite close to Tokyo. Okay, so Voidwalker and Bowmaster reanimated from the opponent graveyard. So 3 mana here, Barrogoyf. Let's see. Barrogoyf is bigger than any of the creatures. The Voidwalker can still attack, of course, 3 damage. The Voidwalker now is maybe a 4. Yeah, 4. We have land, sorcery, instant, and creature. It's a 4, it's quite big. Saga goes to 2. Bargoth attacking. Okay, taking 4 damage. Milling 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No creatures, but a lot of lands. No, 1 creatures. I didn't see it. They are all removed by the Voidwalker with a void counter. So ideally, he can, the Reanimator player can use one of those cards. Let's see. Okay, the elf, sorry I don't remember the name. So you sacrifice 1 land, you give protection to one of your creatures. He's quite strong now, so he can protect the Barrogoyf. Verdant Catacomb and pass. Let's see. The Voidwalker for sure can attack. Also because he cannot block. He cannot block, so maybe makes sense also to attack with a 1/1 token. Barrogoyf is quite fast to close the games. Also give you a lot of value. One creature and life. Oh, Kaito. I really like Kaito as a card. It does basically everything. He can draw cards, tap creatures, pump itself, and other ninjas. Usually is played more in Ubi tempo shells, not a lot of reanimators. It also has X-proof during your turn when it's a creature. Okay, survey 2. End of turn, making a construct, and then another one, and then searching for an artifact. Yeah, now it's a 1/1, but it will become 2/2, or maybe a 3/3. Okay, another construct. So now they are 2/2, and he will search for a artifact. Probably will be a pity needle to stop the Kaito. Yeah, without that, Kaito is just a 3/4. We need to play more mass removals in blue-black decks. Something like Toxic Deluge, or yeah, maybe that is the best card. Now he could pay 5 life and destroy everything. Wasteland for Toxics, okay. Barrogoyf, Voidwalker and Force of Will. Does it make sense to keep the Force of Will in second and third match? Maybe remove 1 or 2. Yeah, I think it makes sense to remove the Barrogoyf, I think. Because the Force is useless. Okay. Ah, he has way to destroy the Barrogoyf. So, okay. What is this? Shadow Spear. So now the construct is huge. Also the Baroglyph. So I think it's almost over. Yeah, too many creatures, too many threats. No way to interact with them. Also because the elf. Yeah. So he remains with only the Bowmaster. Yeah. Yeah, destroying it. Abrupt decay. Yeah, I think it's over. Yeah, double force. Yeah. Okay, that's it for today, and see you in the next video.